Y'all, this is Greg Owens. You're now tuning into the Greg Owens podcast. Before I introduce to y'all my guest for this episode, make sure y'all follow the Greg Owens podcast everywhere on all platforms, all podcast platforms, and also on Instagram, the Greg Owens podcast. So, without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all some of my colleagues, some people I knew for a while. Like this is gonna be a special one because this like Metamorphosis, I told Chrissy that's like one of my proudest projects I put together, just because somebody trusts me. You trusted me to do that, and also like I was able to put all the elements that inspired me into, and just the reception of it, and so just how it all came about. So I want to introduce Chrissy T.
Hey.
Chrissy T in the building. Also, we got my guys Corey Sheppard.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
And one of the best producers in Columbus, Bobby Duece.
Hey, what's going on?
You know what I'm saying? I know my guys for a long time. So my first question is, anybody can answer, like, I'll start with Chrissy. Like, I just want to start from the beginning. Like, when did you know, like, oh, I'm a singer, I can do this? Like, when was that, like, moment for you?
I think it was probably high school.
Yeah.
I used to have really, really bad stage fright. I has probably started singing solos like in choirs like when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And so always hearing other people say, "Oh, that child can sing." Like, so obviously I knew I could sing on some level, but when I realized like, okay, this is what God put me on earth to do, I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had really, really bad stage fright. And it was to the point where, like, right before I had this one solo at church, like, I had to, like, go to the bathroom and just kind of, like, try to calm myself down because I was about to have a panic attack.
Yeah. Did you know where that came from? Like, you should know where the stage fright came from?
No, it kind of was always there from the very beginning.
Wow.
Like, it was weird. It was, like, this weird feeling or duality of, like, one part of me is, like, thrilled that I get to do this thing that gets this reaction from people, right? And it makes me feel good. Right. But also at the same time, I am terrified while doing it. But it got to a point where like I had to pull myself together, and I prayed, and I just was like, Lord, if this is my gift, then to please like take away the fear of that, because I don't want it to cripple me if this is like what I'm supposed to do. And instantly it was gone. Like the fear that I felt in my body was gone. And so I haven't felt stage fright since. Like, of course I naturally I might get a little nervous before a show or something, but that's like that's those good nerves. That's different. But like anxiety.
I look at it like it's like your adrenaline is starting to like come out. That's what it feels
that's
like
completely.
That's performance. It's not like nervousness, but it's
it's not performance.
I feel like there's like the adrenaline I need to get it so I can not be afraid to perform, not put on the show. You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
You feel all that. You feel that intensity too.
It's a thing. It's intense.
Yeah, it's
everybody
you feel the energy
you.
in the room. It starts
intense.
getting quiet right before you gotta like
that's a whole other conversation. But no, seriously, probably from that age on.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. So, question to you, Bobby. Like same thing. Like when did you know this is what you want to do, Corey?
Like do music, or because I mean, like my story is different. I'm no singer, but I produce, and I mean, production didn't come till later because I started. My parents signed me up for piano at like 5 years old, and I was just like a kid that was like I mostly did what my parents wanted me to do. I wasn't the worst kid, wasn't maybe the best as far as like behavior, but I always meant well. I was just like always wanted to laugh and all this stuff. But like when it came to piano and music, I love music. My parents actually told me that at least when I was in the womb, they would play everything from classical to soul music. And they really just wanted me to be inspired by, I guess, like maybe a music person. Because my dad did play music. He played piano before I was born. Both my mom and my sister played instruments, growing up, But, like, no one took it as far as, like, I've taken it as. But I've always had support of my family. So, you know, at a young age, I think that counts. You know what I mean? You said you were in the church, you know, singing. I'm sure you were in the church or you know, around it. And same with you, Corey. We were around music. In Columbus, even though Cincinnati and I would say Cleveland are more staples for having people stop for music, Columbus has such a diverse and rich culture of music that we just don't understand how to promote and make sure the world knows it. But you can have Ohio players, Funky Worm, be like this, you know, the root of West Coast even sound.
Right.
So it's like, you know, even in movies they quote Ohio every like almost every other movie. And it's like we're just so underrated. So I feel like that in itself, as well as like MJ was a big part of my understanding of like performance and like songwriting and composing and just Jackson. I mean music in general. I mean, but like just you saw how hard these people would work to not just sing a song, but make a lasting memory, impact in culture. I think that's just a amazing thing to do, and it's one of the few things you can control. Yeah, like you know what I mean when it comes to music.
Right.
So,
man. Yes, I remember just watching. I would watch like if y'all hear this, it's the train going. This is raw and uncut, so don't even like we
on the come up.
We know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but yeah, just seeing like Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
MC Hammer. I used to watch MC Hammer.
MC Hammer.
You know what I'm saying? My parents control my music, so you know I had to
shout out to Hammer.
But I think I think he needs to get his credit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like
Not
the first.
good enough.
He was like the first like rap pop superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like just like it's dancing and just that's kind of how I like to approach me when I perform. Like I like to channel those
high
people.
energy.
James Brown.
It's a high energy pop kind of commercial, but like good, like it's like genuine.
It's very authentic.
Very authentic.
Plus, he was an entrepreneur. I mean, he started from selling CDs out of the trunk of his car, you know, and built it up and put out an album on his own, big enough where the MCA's like, hey, we want to work with you. And then just kept on going from there.
Yeah, man. What about you, Corey? Like, when did you know? Like, man, like when did you like? Because like you have like a role. Like I look at you as like a Rick Rubin. You can play some stuff, but like you know what you're talking about. You know what you can hear. And I know that plays a big role in how you work with with Bobby Duece, man. Because like
For sure.
that needs to be accounted for too. So like,
thank you, sir.
So like,
Thank you.
So like,
absolutely.
When was that moment for you?
Well, for me, always being around music was definitely a part of it. My family. Shout out to my dad playing 98.9 always in the car. Or for sure the Jacksons. I mean, my first memories of like really loving music is with Michael and the Jacksons, and then go to Motown. Say Motown.
I know you're a big Michael fan.
And all the artists sprinkled with, for sure, Michael, absolutely. I'm probably one of the biggest.
Probably the biggest. I'll put you up.
I'm not one of those people that are like, I'm going to jump off the roof. With that. No. It's totally sane.
Still on earth here.
It's totally sane. But as far as the influence and what he's given to music, and even to this day, from hearing the Chris Brown comparisons, Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, it's almost like when you've reached a certain level, when you know you made it, is when they compare you to Michael Jackson. And you're like, okay, like I'll take that and run with it. But Michael, Motown, even going to like Sade. I love harmonies. So I think at an early age, the love of harmonies, which starts with Michael Jackson, which shout out to the Off the Wall album, Rod Temperton, the great writers of that, and the harmony sound. When I heard Off the Wall in particular, the chorus of it, the 5-note, gotta leave at 9 to 5. When I heard that, and I was like, whoa. When I put it in my ears, like putting the headphones up to my ears, and I heard the sound of that, I said, whoa, I want a part of that. You know, I could dissect, and then also I could dissect every single harmony he was doing in my head, and I could just sing that part to myself. And I said, okay, that's a little different, because some people when they're singing it, it's like, wait, are you actually listening to the record? You know, but that's okay too. And then just having a diverse ear, like as an early age, I really fell in love with groups like the Carpenters. You know, those harmonies, Karen Carpenter's rich voice.
Yes.
And not being afraid to listen to that, you know, because I grew up with, my family listens to predominantly R&B, which I love, and it's always going to be rooted in all of us. It's just naturally there. But I'm definitely open to a lot of different sounds, too. Yeah. And I think that comes into the type of music that I make and what my ear is for creating music. And there's several other artists, too. Yeah. But, yeah, going back to the beginning, definitely Michael, Motown. And when I say Motown, all the artists within it, from, I mean, Supremes, Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, to Boyz II Men, Erykah Badu, Kim, Motown artists. So, yeah.
We listening to a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, especially from amongst us. So, like, Chrissy, I know you have a plethora of artists that you channel and you was influenced by. Like who was? I know you saw the Brandy and Monica show.
Yes.
First of all, how was that? Like seeing them live?
Oh my God. I'm just so glad, like, to witness that. That's history right there.
Yeah, it's history. Yeah.
Like, to say that I've been influenced by Brandy is an understatement. Like,
Now, have you seen Brandy before?
I have. So check this.
Yeah.
My very first concert ever was seeing Brandy.
Really?
Wow.
This was 94. This was I
No
was 6
way.
years old.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I remember my childhood best friend, her older sister, was like, I have an extra ticket, and her mom, my mom let her take us, and I don't remember much about that concert at that age, but I just remember being in awe of her.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, wow, she's doing something that I want to do on stage.
Right.
And she had just
And
come out.
She had just dropped her first single, but the album hadn't just came out yet. The album came out like that fall. I had to look that up like not too long ago.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my very first concert. So I'm like, I haven't seen her since then. That's 31 years.
That's
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a story.
So to see her now, like, fully in her prime, because what I found out is that women, female singers, like, around their 40s is actually their true prime. So if you think of, like, some of the singers who have made, like, those comeback albums around the age of 40, like Aretha, Gladys, Patti, like Shaka Khan, like, when their voices were just so mature and strong, like, it's just, like, it was beautiful to hear them now, like, hearing their music and how she just, like, it was beautiful. It was a great concert. Awesome. And just see that they still got it. They never lost it.
No.
Yeah.
How were the opening acts? Because there were a few.
Yeah, there was a couple opening acts. The first one was, I think his name is Jamal Roberts. He was the winner of the American Idol this year.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew of him until the concert. So my introduction to him was, I felt like he was a great singer. I just don't know if he was right for the show. Just because it's like you have Kelly Rowland, you have Brandy and Monica, you have all these nostalgic, timeless hits in between all of them. And then you're just throwing this kid up there who just won this contest who's like, it just, I don't know. He was only up there for like 20 minutes. Yeah, I just felt like they just they just kind of threw him up there. Money Long was another opening act. Amazing voice, like, can sing, like, the mic was on for real.
Right.
She has great stage presence. I don't know if she was necessarily right for the show either.
Different demographic.
Not necessarily different demographic. I just felt like I said, the nostalgic vibes of the night. Like, guess what just happened, I guess, at their show yesterday? Money Long somehow couldn't be there, and they had to bring Maya in.
Oh.
And I said, like, I did a review of this on TikTok, and I was like, they should have had Maya from the beginning.
Yeah, that sounds right.
She has so many, like, timeless, classic, cultural hits. Like,
and she still got it.
And she still got it, and she's so beautiful, like, right? So she would have been perfect.
Oh, yeah.
She got some good records out, too.
She got some really, really great records. Like, I'm a Maya fan, so I would have loved for her to be there from the beginning. You a fan too, Greg?
I love Maya.
Maya is awesome.
She's gorgeous.
That's good. So, like, how would you say, how would you describe yourself as a performer? Because, you know, I sing you live, you know, and also rock with you live as well. So, like, what would you say, like, how would you describe yourself as a performer?
Oh. How I would describe myself as a performer is I'm very like I feel at home on stage. Like when you come, I feel like when you come to my show, you're going to feel at ease. You're going to feel comfortable. You're going to feel relaxed. You're going to have like this feel good energy. I'm always very intentional about the type of vibes that I set at my show. Like I just want it to be a positive experience for people to feel. I just like art is just so beautiful to be experienced. And I want people to have that when they come to my show. So I wanted to feel like, if I wanted somebody to know what my show felt like, it feels like a weighted blanket. It's just like, it's comfortable, it's cozy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm having a good time here. Like, you know, it feels good. So
Nurturing.
yes, yeah,
I always like whenever I get a chance, I always like rocking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Never get a chance because I know you rock with drummers, so like I know you like the
I
beat,
do.
so like I know like when she's feeling it, she starts swaying
Really
a little bit.
into
You know
it,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Get
Right
into
into
it,
it.
but,
Start feeling
she's
it a little
like
bit
very,
more.
she's like very like elegant too. You know what I'm saying? Especially with certain songs,
Right.
you sing as well. So like that Metamorphosis experience was like,
yes.
I know
Yeah,
you.
man.
I know it's like she had dancers. She was dancing too. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
boogieing.
She sung, huh?
I was boogieing.
Oh, you was boogieing. Nah,
You got to
was
that
Yeah.
music.
Throw it down.
You have to.
You was getting it.
Throwing
And, we had shout out to the singers as well. Shout out to just everybody that like that's like probably again like I'm not to be biased. That's probably one of the best backstage at the Lincoln performances,
Oh,
just
thank
because
you.
of what all the elements that you brought and how it all just came together. So I'm glad to be a part of it as well. So just hearing everybody explaining about like just like the eclecticism everybody has. So I would say, how would you describe your production style, you two's production style?
Well, together I think we have this clear passion for rhythm in our production.
Yeah.
And you can clearly hear that with our drumming. And even if we take a loop or something like that, the way we freak it and like flip it and like just, I don't think we have a very high regard for traditional sounds as well, but like manipulating them in untraditional ways. So it's like you create these vibes that feel familiar to you, but at the same time that uniqueness to it that just gives it that bounce and that style and that, because we don't have we don't really have one style. It's more like a sound.
Yeah.
And you can hear the clarity, and like we mentioned it last session, like hi-fi. It's not lo-fi; it's high fidelity.
High fidelity.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You know what I mean? And it gives you just all sorts of like, Chrissy says, feel good vibes. I think we have such a versatile group here.
Yes.
That naturally, as musicians, you can sing, whatever you want to sing in whatever style, from opera to R&B, and that's a huge difference to gospel even. And you can play that with your drumming. I can play that with piano. So you can play that with drumming as well. And with production, we can do anything in between that. We were just working on an EDM track, and then the last week we're doing a soul track.
Yeah.
I love that.
This week we might do a disco track.
Whatever's close.
Disco track. But yeah,
Let's go back.
it's disc. Kind
To
of
me,
because
it
Dua
never-
Lipa, like.
Yo.
To me, it never left. It's just a matter if they're going to put the hi-hat going up in the middle or not.
Right.
But it's the
That
BPM is
classic-
going to
Or
be the
having a
same.
hi-hat at
four on
all,
the floor is going to
know?
be on the same.
Yeah.
But are you going to get or are
Yeah.
you just going to get boom, boom, boom? But you're going to get it. And people in the UK and they certain sounds overseas, they never let that go.
Yeah.
It's almost like, how do you disguise it to fit today's sound?
Yeah. How keep modernizing it.
For sure. When you're talking about our sound, I think one thing that comes to mind is we're really big on arrangement.
Yeah.
And Quincy Jones has this great quote that and when it comes to arranging a song, not everything can come in the room at the same time. Everything walking in the
Gotta
room,
introduce it,
it's
yeah.
cluttered. And we have a lot of ideas for our tracks, but I think what's really important is how you introduce it.
Right.
If you get a groove going and you got an idea going and people are hooked to that idea, then you add another vibe to it, and then they're like, oh, okay. And then just adding all those layers to it, I think it adds appreciation to your track, as opposed to just dumping it all in there like a, just a complete idea. It's just got to be spread out. So I think with our songs, I know that every single one of them, it's got a detailed arrangement. I think that's really important.
Right. Leaves room for an artist to, try to come up with, whatever groove they're. Because again, I think our biggest trait is versatility. So it's like we write in a way that's like sometimes like we show you a beat or something, and you're like, that could be an R&B artist or a rapper, or like maybe both, or like it's just got this kind of vibe that's like, well, we can go anywhere with this. So I like kind of having that for an artist, because it's like I get approached. We both get approached a lot for production, like on a weekly basis at least, and we usually have to flip up styles. So it's kind of like challenged us. So even taking on the challenge of Metamorphosis as a project was really cool, and even do what we're doing now with the next album. Especially it's just like, where can we go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here we've done this, and you've achieved this, awards and accolades, and it's like, okay, that's a very good sign. Not even a very good sign. That is like the sign that this is the Fantastic Four, if you will. It's going to happen. And no, I've talked about even like, your gift is a superpower, and it's something that can reach the masses. And if that's something that we can be a part of, then that's kind of part of our sound too. Is like we don't stop until it's right. And that's going to make it even better for potential fans and lovers of music. So it's just a complete circle. You need fans, and a musician, needs their music as much as their fan. So
yeah, it's just crazy how just like, again, sorry y'all, it's the train coming. So
train number 2.
Just ignore the train.
Just ignore the train. I might edit it, I might not, but it's all good. But it's just crazy how like just everything starts to come together and starts to work out.
Right.
Just from everybody's growth and just hearing everybody's story and their childhood and how they came up, and just the influence we all, like we was talking about the cartoons, like the different cartoons that we listen. Like it's so many things that we just came up on
that influenced us,
but also just being and just crazy how like how people's journeys just lead to one another's. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the fact that we can have all just came together just bit by piece, day by day, and just using our gifts into creating something special with one another. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all about collaboration. I think. I mean, because without collaboration, you have no growth. I think you can only be in such a box.
Or community too. Like
I wouldn't be a part of that.
I think that I see especially young talent and young artists are like, because technology is the way that it is now, they feel like I can just be self everything. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I just feel like that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself to be all things. Like, mastering, like writing lyrics, creating the beats,
creating the picture, the video,
like everything editing. Yourself. You don't have no team. You don't have anybody else to bounce ideas
and I'm not saying
off
that
of.
Like one person out of like the billions of people can do it and make it look spectacular, but for the average person,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And one, like you said, community. If you do reach out to other people who do these services, you can make a relationship that is built on. Yeah. And if the first thing you do is when somebody offers their services and says it's this price, and you go, ugh, you might want to ask yourself, why are you even here? Because at the end of the day, if you want to make the best thing for somebody, I think you would go that extra mile. And instead of, like, I've seen a lot of rappers, I'm not going to say no names, that have gotten, they have the look, right? And that look cost. But when it comes to production, don't want to pay the cost. So it's like, how are you not going to own your own music and take it from certain other sources? And
go get it licensed.
And it's just like, okay.
Copyright your music.
Let's start at square one. And a lot of them do it out of ignorance. So it's like, I feel like there is a lack of education as far as like, even in the music industry. Like, think about how y'all navigated the music industry so far. Who taught y'all really, really? Like you might have taught broad concepts, but the real knit and grit of you got to get out there and see it for yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So it's like when when we went out to LA 10, 12 years ago and talked to these execs and talked to these people and like seeing where you're at, and it's like, oh yeah, again, money and power. So if you're not in the lane of I'm trying to do whatever it takes, and I mean that literally, whatever it takes, then you'll be invited in. But if you're somebody who has some knowledge
or integrity
and know what you want to do in life, and you still got talent, they'll be like, well, we'll see what you do. We'll call you when we need you.
And that's when you know that they're not for you.
They're not
that's
for
when
you.
You should know.
And when you're young, though, it takes time to understand that.
Right.
And understand that was a good situation for you because unknowingly you're playing chess with people out here in the streets.
Yeah.
And they check in to see if like that first move or so, and they see you move some crazy pawn that's not even in the way. They're like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Let's say, yep, sign right here. Let me get that name. It doesn't matter what buzz you're on or what they believe in. It's like there's plenty of artists that you have not heard drop that are just on a label, kind of trapped in a contract.
Right.
Like you had 50,000 views and here and we want you to get 100,000 and we want you to do it and you didn't know how to manage your money and now you just
now you in debt with them. Or
you released the record and it didn't hit. So, I feel like at least when these scenarios where we're just together and, doing it, at least with each other, there's more trust there and knowing that, hey, we all believe in music. We all believe in the same things. We all believe in God, too, as well. And I think what we're doing is very God-driven. Like, it's very positive.
Yeah.
Like, when I heard Limbo the first time, I was like, she's singing like, is this my life right now? Like, it's so relatable. I think that's what's really cool about Metamorphosis is how relatable it is. Not a lot of stuff now. I can hear different songs about fantasy and different but there's something that hits on a human level. Just very, you know what I mean? Grounded.
Yeah.
Centered.
And have a good beat underneath it.
and have me going, okay, and the harmonies. Again, coming back to what Corey said, I'm a lover of harmonies too and vocal production. And it was just like, I could hear Greg's production with you, and then I heard you wrote it as well. And I was like, no, we got something special here. Yeah. We've been waiting for this. So it
just like working on this Metamorphosis for me, it was like, it was. I'm trying to think of the words to describe it because like it was a combination of everything I've been working towards as far as like creating this like creating the sound and also finding the right people that I can create that has that same kind of mindset and the same kind of eclecticism, as me. Because like going back to what you said about like we need a community. Like I always pride myself in being able to do everything myself. I can rap my own lyrics. I can write my own lyrics. I can make my own beats. I can engineer my songs. I was like, I'm the one-man band, man.
He can.
You know what I'm saying? Which is great, but it was also out of necessity because I didn't know nobody that could do it.
Right.
I didn't know nobody. I was 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? I've been playing drums, but it's like, as far as like making my own music, it was like, I just saw some people do it, and I was like, I want to do it, and so But it was also hard, especially like. Back in those days in Columbus, early 2000s, late 2000s, 2010s. It was like
SoundClick days.
The SoundClick days.
Not even SoundCloud,
you know what I'm
SoundClick.
saying? So, but like at the time, like I was just in my bubble.
Just the good old days. You
can't.
Just
MySpace days.
MySpace days.
MySpace.
Trying to link up with people, just trying to make it happen.
Used to get our beats off SoundClick. But that's when I first heard his beats. Like, dude, like when I tell you, Duece, like the production of Ask About It, like the beats back then, still, like I was like,
even
bro,
the early ones, even before I came on.
That is what's scary sometimes. Is I'll go because no lie, have probably like 3,000 to 5,000 things because I was in the tunnel for a long time. Just like, I need to be better. I need to be better. I need to be better.
Yeah.
And then I got out the tunnel and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, this is like, I mean, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it was like, I need to get out. I need to share this music with people. Yeah. I don't want it just on my computer.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, it's been an interesting process because it's just mostly been like just comparing yourself to radio and knowing that, the radio's not the biggest thing to even be happy about. Like, there's some records out here that have never been on the radio that are some of the deepest records that are in your collection, and you will never, not hold it dear. So it's like, I think my perception of success even changed. But then when I got into sync licensing and like getting stuff on TV, that was a surreal moment. So I'm like, you had that one moment where like you got your record on the radio.
Yeah.
And we have yet to have something like that happen, but at the same time, we've had something where we're looking at TV, and all of a sudden we're like, "That's Morgan Freeman," and our track is playing.
Yeah.
But it felt really surreal. Like, is this it? Because I want more. I want not just more, but I want to be more of service. I want to be more of use for projects, because I feel like if this worked and this was to their satisfaction, and they asked several times, "Can we have more, more, more?" And I'm just sitting here like, I'm kind of good. I think I'm kind of okay. Like, no, I'm really good. I'm just really humble at it. But like, I think this is a time where being humble is not the thing for me. Not to say that I'm going to be arrogant.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But very confident.
Yeah.
And I think when you say
I think that's natural.
or like stage
That's
fright, it hasn't been stage fright for me. It's more like looking so far into the future and seeing the industry and going, do I even want to be a part of that?
Right.
I don't want to reach a level of success and be a Stacey Lattisaw and be like, well, I'm just now in the church, and that's fine. I'm great, but to try to pour everything into some industry that's just going to try to turn. So I feel like safer now that I'm with more people that are aligning with ideas that I agree with, that gel well with my heart. Because it's like with rap, I love rap. And, but I go back to some records, and I still hear some records I record with some people today and go, that's really not what I'm about. And it's, it's like, if I had the choice, would I produce it at all?
Yeah.
So it's like in a need of gigging and trying to just make things work for right now. I think you have to sacrifice some things, but I look forward to the day where not only do we have all the equipment we can do to do music, but to do more music even for God, I feel like would be a cool thing. Because, I've had ideas of that.
I was just talking to my dude J Doze about it, because he just dropped a project. He's like one of my favorite rappers, like, that I know of, and we was just talking about like his journey and like, like just the music he's making now. Like, he was talking about, I just want to do it for God. Like, even my dude Joe, shout out to his birthday. My dude Joe, and he's one of the like most lyrical MCs like in Columbus, like that I know of. You know what I'm saying? But he also is like approaching this music differently, approaching it for trying to do it for God. So like now, yeah. So Chrissy, like I want to know, like, what has this experience, like the Metamorphosis experience, been like for you? Like, just like from the beginning of the process to like now, like you can see the results of like not just what it meant to us, but what it meant to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So like what is your feelings? Like how have you been feeling throughout this whole experience? Because I got some feelings too. I know you guys got some feelings too.
It's been wild.
It's been just, I'm like deeply grateful. And that might be an understatement. Just because to know that I like birthed this creative idea from my mind into what it has transpired to become, and it be received the way that it has been received, in not just one particular region, but in many different regions around the world. That's and huge. Like that to me is just, that's humbling. Just to go back to like the beginning of it was me just like finally getting to a place in my artistry where I was like, I want to start really putting myself out there. Like, there just comes a time when an artist needs to you got to step fully out. Like, get out of your comfort zone. You have to push yourself because there's so much more inside of you. and you never know what else may come of it if you bring that out, right? So like, you know, linking up with you and like just going off of like where I was in that moment in my life and just everything that has transpired. Like what I look at Metamorphosis as, it is like, especially when you hit, I say if you hit like over the age of 30, 35 years old, right? It's just reality sets in where it's like, there are just certain things that you can't escape in life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Loss, grief, love, you know, breakups, insecurities, self-esteem issues, like, you know, all of these things are things that we experience. And I always wanted to make sure that I had music that reflected that. And so like, that was one of the things I think I was the most intentional about, like being, you know, as the project, you know, continued and developed, I really was having that intention of like, I want this to speak to many different people.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's so many things that have like wonderful opportunities and things that have transpired that since it has came out. As far as like, I've had people get married to like my songs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've had, you know, I've had people.
Yeah.
I had somebody tell me that one of my songs helped them get back into therapy.
Wow.
I'm like,
Hey,
what?
wow.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is just humbling to hear, you know, that it's making an impact to people. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I think I told you this before, Chrissy, but like a little bit before, like you asked me to do a project with you, I prayed to God. I was like, yo, I just want to work with a female artist that can sing anything. I didn't know what I was praying for. I didn't know what was gonna come out of it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to work. I just want to work because I work with a bunch of female artists, like whether singers, rappers, but it's like they had like a niche, you know what I'm saying? Like they had a specific sound they wanted and everything, which was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I had so much I could offer as a producer, I just wanted to, you know, use my eclecticism and pair with somebody else's eclecticism, but also I'm also empathetic. I'm you know, hypersensitive, so I'm like I like singers that soothe my emotions, that like bring a lot of my emotions out. You know what I'm saying? Like that raw, like authentic, like vulnerability, soulful.
Yes.
Like I wanted something like that, and so I didn't know like I said, I didn't know what would turn into this, but before you've asked me, I was like, Lord, I just want to work with somebody that has all of these qualities. You know what I'm saying? And so then one day I met you at shout out to Malachi. I met you at I met you Derek. You was vocal coaching him, and I don't know, I don't know what you see. Like what did you like? What made you say like me, like cause like I said, I'm very honored to have worked with you in this process. So like what was it about? What did you say?
I don't know if you realize the impact that you have on people.
Wow.
Like people talk about you maybe more than what you even think of yourself.
Cause
like
I don't.
And that's a good thing because, you know, of course that naturally is just like, you know, it keeps you humble. But yeah, people, there have been people who have mentioned, like when I was talking, like, oh, I'm thinking I'm working on some music, but I don't know about that producer, or I don't, you know, people were suggesting people, and I'm like, And somebody that I was close to at the time had mentioned you, and I was just like, and I remember the first time that I met you and how you were coaching him, because even though you were his producer, you were still coaching him, like, you know, in the studio. And I just thought the way you handled it was so professional. It was so genuine. Like, it really came off like as like a big brother kind of vibe, to see that. So I just was like, I always get like positive energy from you. Like, so I felt like Greg could be a fit, and it was like, but I have a question for you though.
Yes.
Like, what you had asked me, like what kind of inspired me to become a singer or whatever, like what was it like a song? Was it like a particular moment when you were young that made you like drawn to the drums or like drawn to music? Like what was that thing that like clicked?
Yeah, I appreciate you. Well, first of all, thank you so much. Appreciate you for saying that. And my mom told me that when I was in her womb, like I would kick, but it was in a rhythm. Constant
Wow.
rhythm. Like
awesome.
it was like
Already.
it was already like it was already.
Wow.
I was already drumming in her womb.
it.
So, I remember. I do remember vividly. Like when I was a kid. I started drumming like around 2-3 years old. Like really like.
Wow.
You know
Pots
what I'm
and
saying?
pans?
Pots and pans. Quintessential drummer. Story. You know. But I remember always like at church, like always like seeing where the drummer was, like trying to look where the drummer was. Like I was always drawn to the drums, and so like at church I would always sit by the musicians because I just love watching them play. Like going back to Columbus, like 'cause it's like we have so many world-class musicians here in Columbus.
God,
like
yeah.
especially like back in those days, those 90s,
Absolutely.
2000s. Like these musicians was like
And most of them
they
was
was
from the
kind of
church.
because they was kind of like battling each other in a way.
Right.
Like you know what I'm
Most
saying?
of them
It was kind of
was
who
from
the best, who got
Or
the
the
best
jazz
church
scene,
band.
but yeah.
You gotta
it was,
have
it
the
was
church in
serious.
it.
Like
Yeah.
it was serious. So I was just always watch the drum. Shout out to Reggie Jackson. Shout out to Mark Lomax. Shout out to the OG James Gators. I was watching them growing up. You know what I'm saying? I
Mr.
was.
Ruffin.
Mr. Ruffin, like I met him. He knew me since I was a baby, like watching New Salem. So they my dad, Michael Owens, we used to sing in the choir at New Salem, and my mom singing the praise team too. So I was always around music, and so I would say I've always, even before I came out, I always knew like that's what I wanted to do, and then everything else that followed after that is because I sing. Of course, I saw Michael Jackson. I saw, like I used to listen to like a lot of Will Smith. I like Will Smith growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like so, I was like watching, listening to Will Smith because he was accessible to. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I even knew about rap and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
MC Hammer. And that's how I grew older. I got into the Jay-Z's and all the people that know, but. My mom, my parents, like they listen to everything, like old school hip hop.
Oh yeah.
You know, my dad's a big Anita Baker fan. Like we used to do a lot of Kurt Franklin, Fred Hammond, all those great gospel tunes. So, but as I started getting older, when Kanye West came into the scene. I saw that that Through the Wire was like even at that age, like I was probably like maybe like 10 or something like that. I was like, bro, what is this? Like this is like he spoke to me. Like he spoke to me because he wasn't saying a lot of things that a lot of rappers was doing. It was very superficial, but like he had that certain vulnerability that captured me, and plus he had that accent. I'm like, dude's talking about an accident with his mouth shut. And then I found out he made his own music. I'm like, what? Like you can make your own beats? What? And so for then, that's how I even got to write my own lyrics and rapping and doing it. But also, I watched some, like how I even got to a lot of my stuff. Like I watched somebody from my hometown do it. You know what I'm saying? I remember one of my homies at Menard Woods. He had this magic music maker. So you could do this yourself. I want to do that. So a lot of things that I do, I've watched it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? Or I just gravitated toward it, and I just wanted to do it. So I've just been doing all those things ever since. So to answer your question, yeah, that's how it all started. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you
That's
for
awesome.
asking. Thanks for asking.
Now,
So-
one thing I noticed that we all, so far, I heard all three of y'all talk about was the Jacksons, made a huge impact.
Yeah.
Obviously, not just on our generation, our parents' generation, too. Like, I have so many family stories of, how the Jacksons was, core memories for my parent
Right.
Yeah.
and her siblings growing up. But for me, I heard y'all talk big about Michael Jackson, but I have to give a nod to my girl, Janet Jackson.
Oh,
I was
Janet.
gonna say, are there any
Janet.
singers that specifically made you go, yeah?
Janet Jackson was the first.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
even before Brandy,
Really?
yes, my probably some of my earliest memories was like my aunts. I had twin aunts, and when they would babysit me, I'm using air quotes. When they would babysit me, they wanted to go do something on their own for a little bit. They would sit me down in front of the TV, and my aunts had these like crates full of like VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And they were like obsessed with the Jacksons. Like you had every like special that they were on or whatever. And so there was one crate that had a section directly for Janet Jackson. And so they would just pop it in like, oh, just watch this, because they knew I liked to dance and I used to sing and stuff. And they would just put on Rhythm Nation's, you know, short film, and just I would be enthralled. I would be enthralled with Janet Jackson. Like I was very drawn to her. Brandy, obviously. Yeah. Mine's is so like vast. From it just depends on like the different genres of music.
Yeah.
I can't even get into all of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure
But
it's many.
yeah, it's
I'm sure
so
we
many.
all
I've
could
been
be like,
influenced by
we could
so
list like
many.
so many. I mean, it's too many. I mean,
It's
like,
really too many.
I mean, like you could basically say most people that, at least if they have some genuine I think we all keep saying authenticity in their music and soul. I mean, we all love soul, and soul doesn't need to be necessarily just soul music. There's people that sing pop music with soul as well, or even like folk or whatever. I mean, or alternative, whatnot. But I think, you know, something about singing from the heart or playing from the heart, or, you know, producing from the heart, just gives an extra musicality to the music, an extra depth to it, that just another color that just sets it apart from just like everyday, you know, because you just got, let's be honest, we got everyday records out here that are just trying to sell. It's like looking at it, you know, the candy aisle and being like, oh, that's expensive chocolate right there. That's going to be very fancy. And then you look at the most sugary thing. The most sugary thing is going to be cheap. But the actual thing that's probably like actually decent for you is going to be more expensive. So it's like, I feel like with us, the often challenge for musicians that are independent is making content that can straddle that line and not give too much commerciability, like too much leaning towards I don't want to call it selling out, but at least like compromising your sound. I don't feel like we're compromising our sound.
No, not at all.
I feel like we're actually influence each other to go to certain places that we might not go on our own. Right. You know.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like for y'all as producers, do you know if you're writing something timeless? Like, or is that something that you think about? Like, what is your process when it comes to like, I really want to make this song special, or make this next project I'm working on special?
I go through right now. I'm going through like my next project. My next project I'm working on. Like, I do think about like I do want to make such an impact, but I also don't want to like. I don't want to sell myself like short to be like, oh, I gotta be this way and not be present. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I always have to remember to just be present in everything I do, and you know, and that's what kind of makes the best music if you just present. And so yeah, like whenever I try to like have like this idea of I want to make like the best stuff in the world, like. That's a lot of times I get stuck because I'm trying to like get a result and like not really take for what it is. Sometimes like I might make a song or write a song and you know I might not think it's good, but other people might think, oh, this is your best song. I'm like, what? Huh?
Right.
Like, what you talking about?
Something you didn't try on, really.
Yeah, but Popular, like my song Popular. When I did that back, like I was like literally just talking about, you know, my experience in high school, but it was easy for me, and I didn't think about it. Of course, like I like the Wicked sample, so I was like, let me do that. And so, actually, I didn't really like that song at first because I was just like, whatever. But then that seemed to be on the mixtape. That seemed to be their people's favorite song. So I'm like, all right, so I went with it. So.
Like that.
Yeah, so the times where I'm just like present in the music and not worried about a result, that's when I feel like
when
I get the most impact. It just naturally flows. So I have to I love to just be naturally in the flow. So that's where I make my best music, and that's when I can create. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I think for us, it's like we produce so much that by the time we look back at, like, say we produce 10 things over a couple weeks, and you look back at it, you're just like, okay, we made some nice things, but these two right here are saying something. And sometimes in the moment I can feel it when it's something like very unique, and it sounds very full and big, and I didn't have to think about it too hard or like really try to construct it to be something. It just happened naturally. It just went from element to element, and I started building and when I start getting inspired past just, how you like come up with a beat idea and it's just like 8 bars, 16 bars. It's those ones that make you compelled to make this a true 3 to 4 minute thing, and you can actually have the ups and downs of it and can hear where the singer or rapper could be and know that it could make an impact. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't think it happens all the time. I don't think I even think of it in that way where I'm like, man, I'm really trying to make a hit. It's like, well, every time I'm trying to make something, I'm trying to make something that's good, or at least to that standard still. But inevitably, you get some ones that are like, that sounds like kind of like a beat you would just sell, and maybe somebody would hop on it, and maybe the artist
what you're working on,
And sometimes you need that artist. You need an artist to jump on to be like, oh wow, you can. I didn't think this was the one, but you're making it sound. Let me go back in and let me adjust. And so I love artists that can take something that you didn't even hear and spit their own thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, let me let me get myself up to your standard, because you're coming.
That's my favorite.
Heat.
That's my favorite thing about like post production. Like we might have a loop, like with Shadows, like that's how like we like the way it sound now. What didn't sound like when you first got it. It was just like it was like a loop, and had like few elements in there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But then like once you put your vocals on it, I was like, oh, we gotta do this post production. I was like, oh, I didn't think it would be like this.
It was stuck in limbo. That thing is like it's like a sound and some drums, and I was just like, by the time you got on it, I was like, oh, this is a story. This is a moment. And then the harmonies came in. And I said, oh. I was like, okay, wait a minute. Yeah. So when you get moments like that from artists, I think you just get really excited, and you can see how a project could gel together. And I think it's like you said earlier. It's interesting how we just all kind of met up and just have I've been a person I try not to burn any bridges or even times where like we wanted to work before and it just didn't happen, to just write somebody off. I think a lot, at least in Columbus, sometimes people do that where they like, you just don't link up and it doesn't. Everybody has different schedules.
So that's one of my pet peeves, actually.
For real, because it's like
let's link. Let's do something, y'all.
Or worse, you do, and then you try to make some progress and then nothing. Right. And then you're like, wait a minute, how are we gonna just? Come on now, so that just happens.
I mean, I know y'all since. First of all, I know them since Northland. You know what I'm saying? We was in the drum line together.
That's Northland High School, y'all.
Northland High School.
Vikings.
Yeah, to go Vikings, and so
yeah.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
Where'd you go?
Eastmore Academy.
Okay, very good.
I almost went there. Well, that was my third choice. But that was my third.
Technically, I didn't go to Northland. I went to Cos.
You went to Cos.
Cosmic. I'm a cosmic scholar. That's what they would call us. I was like, wow.
That is wild.
That's a little.
You go back and forth.
It's a little. It was a little wild. Okay, but no, I did marching band with through through North.
They have a rich music program there.
I'm glad.
For sure.
Bleach is. I'm
Bleach
so
is
happy
at
Mr. Bleach
it.
is back.
Shout out Danny Bleach.
Bro. I'm so happy.
Boy's getting it.
I was at the homecoming week. Me and a couple of alumni. We did some cadences.
I saw that.
Cadences. And
so it sounded like y'all came from a pretty musical department
for sure
at Northland. That was the same thing with Eastmore too.
Department was like that's.
Did you go to Woodward?
I did go to Woodward.
So Woodward, I know you says Woodward.
Oh, okay.
Technically, because I think when you were in 8th grade, I was in probably 9th or 10th or something, and I was
we did
interning.
We was there 8th grade night, so I did meet y'all.
Interning and stuff. Oh, it was summer band camp. I think.
Summer band camp,
Yep, they had you on the drums and doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was yeah.
And
had
I
some
met
times.
you when you joined Northland when you were a freshman.
Yeah.
God, that's taking it back.
07. That's when I met you too.
Yeah, taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that wreck we almost got into?
Oh man. Man.
No, it was my fault. Pulling out of some parking lot, and for some reason I just didn't see him because I had a passenger. And I just pulled out, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Whoa!" And I leaned forward, and I see it's him in the car, and he almost hit me. And I was like, "Oh my God!" He was mad at me and everything.
He like makes his face like he did it on purpose. And I'm like, "How dare you?" I'm in my dad's brand new car, and he's like,
no.
"I guess I'll let you drive it this weekend."
Ian's big head. Listen, I'm sorry. That was just
And
random.
he's like laughing about it. I'm like, "How dare you laugh?" I'm like, yeah, but to go back.
But
to
that
it,
actually made us closer though. Like, shortly after that, we started being like, so that without that incident, it's kind of interesting. Would we have just been like casual, just acquaintances at school? But then that kind of forced us to kind of have like, oh man, my bad, man. I didn't mean to almost kill us. And then like we bonded. I remember coming over your house and then playing MJ, and I just realized like he was like, "You're an MJ fan? I'm an MJ fan." I'm like, you know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that we're just MJ fans. It's just more of that. Like one of my
that was the thing that bothers you.
One of my earliest memories was him popping up on stage, and I was like, "Who is this?" Just standing there.
I had the
just
Moonwalker VHS. That's
like,
how
listen,
I got introduced to him.
the boy stood on the toes. I said, "Wait a minute, like, who's this?" So I mean, so yeah, we've had tons of inspiration. I think most producers that at least go this length with it, like, you got to have influences and experiences at this point. I mean, if you're not, then kind of sad for you. I mean, you need to get out there and soak up some music. You know what I mean? So, yeah, for sure.
But it all starts with Northland High School, and that
with us,
just that great organization of music, bringing us teams together from different schools. And I was homeschooled right before that, and then I joined the marching band right at senior year. And my sister Andrea, she was like, "Corey, you're joining the band. You love music. You got to join it." And I go in there first day, and then I bump into you, and this dude's like moonwalking, dancing, as he called it, scutterbugging in place, like being silly.
I was a wild kid.
And I probably the first time I met Greg, I'm sure I heard drums at the same time I heard you. Like I
was good, but I was wild.
Silly, goofy. We were all.
We played a lot of pranks.
Elro was Elro was wild.
And we ate a lot. We sure did eat a lot during the road dinners on Friday nights, right before the game.
R.I.P. Jasmine too.
R.P. Jasmine, yeah.
Oh man,
Look, you had the biggest bass drum, but then she took.
We called it Big Bertha.
Big Bertha. Yeah, the biggest bass drum.
It was so huge, like. I mean, I remember a couple of the parades. I barely made it. Like towards the end,
know, them parades.
I'm like,
me too.
Yeah,
I was like,
you have to condition to play Big Bertha. Yeah. But it had a great sound when it was tuned. So yeah,
if we ever tuned,
right?
So, but that's how we all met, and I mean, it was we would get together every day playing music, and then just the love of it. There was a merge of music at that time: Kanye West and Timbaland, and all these great producers.
And Missy Elliott definitely influenced me back. I think that was my first technical rap album, my own. I got it for Christmas, Under Construction by Missy Elliott. And I was just like, these beats are crazy. Like how do you even make music like this? And I remember I was on Xbox Live when I was 12, playing some game with some friends and like that. Shout out to my friend John. And he's like, "Hey, you want this program called Fruity Loops?" And I was like, "Fruity Loops? What is that?" So he sent it to me, and it had Fruity Loops usually comes with like demo songs so that you could like preview it and see how like what's new in the software. They had "We Need a Resolution" by Aaliyah in it, and like somebody had remade it, and it was like 99%, 95% there. But at the same time, I was like looking at it like, that's how they make music, like modern music. They program. I thought it was always musicians playing on keyboards, and playing drums and all that stuff. But I was like, oh man! So I just started messing with it at like around late 12 to 13 years old, and haven't stopped since. So like that world of just production. I could talk about it forever.
I thought he was just this dude, just that was in band. But then I heard your beats. I was like, bro, because I was making beats too. I was like, when I was and I heard your beat, I'm like, bro, what in the world? Like you 17 making these type of beats? Like what is going on?
I was
like like I said, like their production was like. It could compete with anybody. Like all the producers that was in the industry, like they beats was like that. I was mad. I ain't gonna hold you. I was mad jealous. Like, I
Oh,
was mad
no,
jealous.
don't be jealous.
No, I was
Listen,
mad. I was
listen,
mad.
we
I was
all
mad.
be-
I was, but it was more inspired than anything. I was like, yeah, we gotta do something. Like,
How do you think I felt when we started working together and I know his volume, I know all his expertise, and I'm like, oh man, what can I do? But then naturally you you come in and you
Nah.
you
For
add
me,
your
it's like I
own-
just
your
feel like I'm
ideas
not.
and-
You know, as much as y'all have been out into the performance space, it's like I used to perform when I was like solo pianist, you know, stuff like that. But had never been in a band situation. I always wanted to be in a band, growing up, and never having that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I feel like something's gonna happen here where we're gonna play out and do some stuff because I feel like that's the next step. Like you said, stage is your home. I'm trying to get to that place, but I'm trying to do it in a way that's like, you know, like over the top. Like you said you had a few dancers, and I wanted Michael status. I want you to have 16 dancers up in that thing, like you know, moving pictures and different effects and stuff like that. I've dreamed about even having people having vests that would like vibrate and like heat and cold and do certain things with your performance. Because why not make it extra, make it an experience?
yeah.
Why not go that extra length?
It's hard for me to trust myself. Procrastinating sure don't help. Every time I'm up, I come right back down. Keep going round and round like a merry-go-round and round. Some days I may be on, but it's hard to admit about the days when I am off and I'm struggling within. Out of control, feel the need to grow. I think it's time to let go. Don't wanna be stuck in limbo, clinging to my past, but I need to move on. Don't wanna be stuck in limbo, but I gotta press on. Cause the feeling I wanna feel will make me feel like I'm free. Cause I know that I'm meant to be finally me. Cause I know that I'm meant to be finally me. Oh, lately feeling anxious. Why can't I believe in something greater, bigger, better within my reach? The time is now. Don't keep feeling down, even if I don't know how. Some days I may be on, but it's hard to admit about the days when I am off and I'm struggling within. Out of control, feel the need to grow. I think it's time to let go. Don't wanna be stuck in limbo, clinging to my past, but I need to move on. Don't wanna be stuck in limbo, but I gotta press on. But I gotta press on, yeah. I don't want me, no. I don't want pain, no. I don't want me, no. I don't wanna be no good.
So like just knowing them just like throughout the years, like I was like, yeah, like I said, we was trying to figure something out how to work together. We just had to have the time, and so like
Right.
I remember the Stuck in Limbo beat because you had to send me that beat because you would send me like stuff over the years.
Yeah.
And so I had it on my phone, right? And so I knew the type of production you wanted to get into because I plan on doing like the entire album, but then like But then all of a sudden that came on, that beat came on my phone. I had it on my phone, and I was like, oh, this sound like something Chrissy might want to check out. You know what I'm saying? So I remember sitting into you, and you was like, I think you wrote it immediately, like Stuck in Limbo.
Yeah, it didn't take me long. I instantly heard the very first line in my head, and I was just like, okay,
that's how you know.
Yeah, it's hard for me to trust myself. I said, okay, that's flowed.
That's something.
Let's see where it goes from there. That song. It was a couple songs, maybe even a few songs on the album that it didn't take me long to write to them. I think the song that I probably had the most challenges with was Home. Because I knew that the album needed a button on it. It needed to be like a little bow, like something to wrap.
It's a great
you know what I
way
mean?
to
I
end
felt
it,
like
too.
it just was one more song that was missing off of the album. And when I heard the production for Home, I knew that it had to be like a finale song. And you actually mentioned that, Greg.
Yeah.
Like I think when I first recorded it, you was like, this sounds like a closer. And I was just like, At first I think I was like, maybe I want it at the beginning of the album.
Because it's like because you go from Stuck in Limbo, then you have all this in betweens, right? It's like I knew the songs in between those songs, between Home and Stuck in Limbo, I knew that it had to be like in between. Right. So I was like, yo, it's like, again, you're going through a metamorphosis. You're going from being stuck and not knowing what to do to like, okay, I'm finally understanding myself more. Like all these experiences I went through, and it's like Home is just like you're coming back home to yourself,
right?
Basically.
And it sounds brand new.
Yeah,
it sounds because Stuck in Limbo sounds like such a intro to an album. If I've ever heard that,
like the beat,
just sets off. And you're
I remember
okay.
people was like when they first heard, I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Like everybody, like people kept saying that. I wasn't expecting this. Because
not a lot of records
so
just jump right
important.
in and they want to like have you like hear like the instrument. And I'm like, no, drums just getting right in your face, and then once it comes in, boom, dum, dum, all that bounciness.
I just kind of miss songs having longer intros.
Too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like songs are really, really, really short nowadays.
Right.
Like back to the Motown days, right? Where it's like 2.5 minutes and we done.
Right. Out of here.
But I kind of miss sometimes when a song would breathe a little bit, whether it's at the beginning, whether it's in the middle of the song. Like I just like songs that have a little, give you some time to dance or boogie or whatever. But yeah, Stuck in Limbo was very, very special to me. I always liken journaling being my main core of like inspiration to like where I'm at and what I want to write about when I'm listening to a track. Like it has to be more than just like the chords. It's like it has to be a feeling. It's almost like I have to feel it. Right. And so, I just like with 85 to Infinity, the first time like you like put it together and I started crying. Yeah. Because like that's how much it affected me. I'm like, well, this is obviously going to be a song that's going to make people feel something if I felt it. So yeah, I just
the whole project is just I mean, I don't think you could do a better first project for like at least for musicians of our caliber. It just sounds like we all were at the right place at the right time. That's all I can say.
Yeah, for me, just as a producer, I just love the whole process and how everything was made, and just like especially like one of my most memorable like sessions was probably 85 to Infinity, because like at the time, because we recorded like maybe most of or half the project at my house. I had a house, so it was at my house, and so I remember I had to leave the house. I had to leave that house, and so I had to stay with a family friend. So I was pretty much mobile at the time. So I had my mobile, just anybody that wanted to record. You know what I'm saying? I would take my speakers, take my microphone.
He had his whole everything.
And just bring it over there. You know what I'm saying? I recorded to a hot player at somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have nowhere to go, and so so I remember we recorded 85 to Infinity at your place, you know what I'm saying? Dog Kobe, shout out to Kobe. You know, I have a dog named Kobe.
I have a
you know
little
what I'm
doggy
saying?
named Kobe, and he's on a little snippet of the record. You might hear his,
you might
his
hear
collar jangling a little,
might
just
hear
a
a little-
little touch of Kobe, a little musical element he added
It
to
will
it.
last forever, ever and ever.
I think just the fact that you saw, was it a letter, or was it your dad's letter to your mom? Was it at home? At your home?
Yeah. So, like my mom had a Bible, and like I was just like pulling stuff out, you know, seeing what she had stuffed in like the little pocket of it, and I saw this note that my dad wrote to my mother on her 55th birthday, and I, you know, when I was listening to the track for 85 to Infinity, I just was like, I know this is a love song. I just don't know how I want it to begin. And I just so happened to look over on my coffee table because I have it sitting right there, the note between two pictures of my parents and myself. And so I looked over and I just started kind of looking at the lyrics and then trying to fit them with the melody, and it just kind of fit. And sorry, y'all.
It's all good. When I'm not editing that.
Nope. Right back after this
We'll be right
commercial
back
break.
after this short break.
Anyway, but yeah, I just started to just create the melody and the lyrics. I mean, the melody with the lyrics right there, and it just flowed. And like that was a very incredible like moment that I remember as well. Recording that in my space and just like also just feeling. I felt at home too doing it.
It felt
literally.
like it was supposed to happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Like it needed to, it needs to be surrounded by that energy. So
Yes.
I don't know if it was, in this space right now, it would have been like they had that same feeling if it
Right.
wasn't.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
saying? So everything
closeness.
kind of had to like
Yeah.
work itself out like that. So that was like one of my.
And I have a lot of my parents' belongings in my space, so
Yeah.
I feel their energy like
Right.
often.
Right.
So
That's
just
important.
the support, energy wise. So yeah, that's a very special moment.
Yeah, and again, I appreciate you for allowing me to be a part of your process as well. Because I
Right.
remember, going through, being with you while you was going through everything that you was going through at the time. It's just like, again, like I don't think you people really understand like when you work with the artist or when the artist producer work together, you're just working with people just in general. Like you're gonna have to build that connection and bond and trust. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you may have to, they might go through life, you may go through life, and
You gotta lean on each
Gotta
other.
lean on each
Yeah.
other. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for just allowing me to be,
Of course.
with you during those times. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that also helped shape me and to help me to like again be more of service, to you and what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of that, like I know you've worked with other males in the industry. So like what has been your experience before we start working together, and what was your experience like before that? Because like I think that's important, like when we talking about male and female relationship, because this is a very male dominated industry. So I know you have a lot of things that you look forward. So like what was that like for you, and like how would and also like what are some of the things that women in the industry should look for when working with a male in this industry?
My experience before, like you all, I had a few different experiences with producers where I just did not feel 100% comfortable around them. There was always some kind of level of something appears sketchy or something is said, and it's like, what did you say? And it's like, what did you hear I say? And it's like, no, we're not gonna play those kind of games. So yeah, definitely there has been some moments where I just did not feel 100% comfortable, and I always would say number one for any female artist to trust your gut. Like trust.
Oh yeah.
If you're feeling, if you walk into a room and the energy is off or just, you know, the hairs are standing up on the back of your neck and it's just like, ooh, I don't know about this, then you need to leave. If you are like compromising your integrity or feeling like you're being pushed up against, you know, a wall to, you know, to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, don't do it. Like that opportunity is not for you at all. If you feel like, oh, is this going to be, you know, my ticket? It's not meant for you.
Right.
I would say not only trust your gut, but also pray. I think like, you know, or whatever your faith is. I'm a believer, and so I believe in praying for God to direct me towards people who, you know, is going to bring the best out of me, you know, yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm really, really big on God guiding me in the right direction towards people that I need to be working with. I think those are some of the things that you just got to keep your head on the swivel. And you also have to like trust, like I'm one of those people, like it's always about show me more than you tell me who you are. Like, right. So you could tell me all day, like what you can do for me, but are you going to actually, you know, show that in action? And I will say like, you know, I even had to learn from some situations like, you know, I've been in a situation where, you know, it only took me one time to say, no, this made me uncomfortable. You have crossed the boundary. Like, also, that's another thing I would say, having boundaries in place, like what you will accept, what you won't accept, and have like full hard lines. Like, I am not crossing that boundary. And I felt like my boundary was crossed, and I was just like, I will never put myself in that situation ever again. So just some of those things has, I think, led me to where I am now. I'm glad I'm also wiser and older, so you know
that helps too.
I think
when you're young, I think you need a mentor or somebody to be around. Absolutely, a parent that
absolutely
because you hear a lot about
horror
these industry
stories.
horror stories that just because the parent allowed it or the guardian was like, okay, we trust this director or producer or singer or how many times do we have to hear the same story? It's like, is it really worth the fame and the money?
Right.
Is it really? Because you just get a fractured person in a damaged relationship with their family. So no, be on your toes out here.
Yeah, you definitely got to. Ladies, yes, men too,
especially,
but you gotta know yourself too. But you know, it's like I said, it's a male-dominated industry. You know, it's not just anything. It's more about power, control, and everything like that. So it's like, that's why, like, of course, like, let's just be real. It's attractive women, you know, around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no secret. Like, you know, you're going to find an attractive person that you're going to work with. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, nor the best relationships, you got to pick and choose. Like, are we going to make it about the art, or are we going to make this personal? Cause that can be.
Once it goes crazy. One way, it can't come back.
It can't come back from that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, and I always make sure, like, if you want to work, if I'm going to work on your music, especially if you're a woman, we're going to make it about that. You know, so even like as a producer, I got to set a boundary. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I might think you're attractive, but like, all right, what's the goal? Like,
what are you here for?
Because,
like,
you know, your reputation is like,
that too.
You got to think about your reputation.
Word travels
You don't want to be the
fast.
guy like, oh, he tried on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, nah, you got to clear away from that because people don't think about that too. So people can talk. So like, if you're gonna make it about the work, let's make it about the work.
That's the thing about being an adult. It's hard, but you got to be professional. And
you got to keep
I mean, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah, it'll
another situation.
Not
during the recording of this project.
Outside of that situation, not when you're paying me or spending your time trying to get a project done or an art. So I think it requires a level of focus and commitment to your craft more than just living life, I guess. But that's real.
Everybody's got to come to the table with those boundaries set. Everyone.
Yeah.
The producer, the songwriter.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing you need when you're going out into these, especially if you're going out of state. like away from all friends and family just to pursue your dream, then at least in our situation, we knew some people out there. We weren't totally just out in a new city, just buck wild. And I think from our experience just out in LA, just looking at things, there's definitely people trying to take advantage, and you need to have your boundaries, or else you're gonna find yourself on a slippery slope.
You got to define those boundaries early, because in the situation, then you're kind of like, well,
you're still influenced.
You're more liable to fall prey. But if it's early and you make it clear what you will do, what you won't do, what you will accept, what you won't accept, it's clear when those decisions happen. Like, no, like you said, Chrissy, it's not for me. It's fine.
And I think your focus when you're young should just be on performing your craft and perfecting your craft, rather than just solely trying to be the next greatest thing. I mean, like, it's awesome if you land it, if you're young out there and you land an opportunity like that. But again, I highly recommend some type of mentor, some type of parental figure, some type of family member, somebody close to you that can watch over you and truly have your best interest. Because it is not worth.
Because not just anybody.
Right? No, it can't be a stranger.
But be a sponge. Learn. Pick up. Surround yourself with great people. You will end up being great.
It's not easy for everybody, whether you're living in a tough city or a tough side of town, and all that jazz. But I think that's the beauty of the internet, at least, is you can try to make these connections far and wide, and try to at least align yourself with people that are like-minded. Right. So I feel like there's a bunch of it could be Reddit, Discord, whatever. I mean, there's plenty of pockets of communities of different producers and songwriters. I just think we need to create an internal pocket here in Columbus, and I've heard you talk about this even on your own podcast and in general, which is like, I think we need more. I don't even call it promotion, just more awareness. Yeah. Because it's not even about just, we're just trying to promote. It's like, no. People deserve great entertainment out here, and entertainers deserve opportunities. Right. And if that syndicate could just work better together, I think what we need is more people like you and me and Corey and Chrissy and artists even to get out here and be on podcasts and out here to do shows and do impromptu things and maybe even perform more in the community, just to perform and get music out in these places. Because once people hear that, this is going on, this is a thing, this is you know what I mean? Like,
because word spreads, man. Like, that's always been a thing for me, and everything that I do. It's like, in order for Columbus to get to, I guess, the world. I mean, because we are worldwide. I'm just talking about, like, for the people just to get behind us, especially here. It's like we gotta be amongst each other. Like, we gotta we're going to have to cross paths. We're going to have to work together. You know what I'm saying? Might as well just do that.
More team set. More teamwork.
Do more teamwork, and so then that creates awareness, because word does get out.
Because at the bare minimum, we have a dope city that is like almost like a Seattle, where they come to see.
Yeah, I'm still saying that
our sound.
They come to see what's going on. What's going on here?
There's nothing wrong with having something that isn't for everybody.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they're going to respect it. Right. Because so much talent across all of Ohio has come out of here, from Holly Berry to Kid Cudi to Bow Wow and everybody in between.
That's important too that you say that. Is once you do make it, giving back to the community, taking it back. As I used to say, we talked about Motown. Making a Motown where you are, because it's all within the community, and all of those great organizations. If you don't go to the big dogs, it all starts with the community.
Gotta create your own industry. Like, why do we need to, be a part of that? We all know what goes on. We all know what goes on in there. So
especially now the labels, we were talking about labels earlier. Yeah. They gone are the days where you could walk from the street and they'll sign you a deal and make you a star. No, they want you to have an empire. They want you to have an organization. They want you to have a following. If you don't have a certain amount of followers before, no matter what the talent is, they're probably not interested in you. We ran into that a lot, actually.
And then I think that's like
about talent.
That's the sad fact about that too. Is like when you're just worried about followers and not looking at them as genuine fans of your music, I feel like you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I just need 100,000. I just need to get to 500. I need to get a million. Do you even care that you're at 500,000 followers? That's 500,000 people listening to your YouTube or your. I mean, like, that's all the money you would ever need to do whatever you want to do. But I think we get to that space where we're like, we got to be on some out of this world level, and every artist, like, it's like, I don't even look at music like that. Even if Michael had this #1 here, Prince had this, or Aretha had this, it's all dope music. Who cares if it's #1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the radio? Of course, that's great to get.
Right.
That's a goal to achieve. But at the end of the day, I think most musicians that are at our level and do it, we do it for the love of the music first, and the love of the experience of being able to express it. You know what I mean? So I see it as a producer, at least, when a person like Chrissy gets on a track, that you're like, oh, the track has been fulfilled. Like it's now reached its time to be debuted and revered. And praised and loved and in some cases even hated. I mean, when you know you got haters, you know you really getting it. Cause so it's like haters gotta hate, lovers gotta love. So you know, but yeah.
First off, speaking of numbers, shout out to the UK. You know, we had the Stuck in Limbo was #1 out there when it came out.
Shout out to the independent charts out there.
Yeah,
much love.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like
the independent DJs,
the
radio
independent
stations.
Appreciate all that
that
love.
support independent artists around the world.
Yeah. And that Amazon, that #1 on Amazon, that was crazy.
That's
that
crazy
was
too.
Nuts.
That was nuts. You know, it was just like, again, like like just everything is just wow. Like just all the accolades and the people were showing love. Just from it. You know. Shout out to you, got the Artist of the Year, So Dope Awards, Album of the Year, everybody, you know. I even got one too. So
And Artist of the Year.
And I got you. Yeah, Artist of the Year.
Artist and
Artist
album.
Album of the
Year.
Trifecta.
Yeah, trifecta. So I said, like, Chrissy, like, people gonna rock with this. Watch you see, and then
Like I said, I had friends, family, like, okay, like, no, she can sing. like the production is on.
My parents.
I'm so glad that like it reached so many different demographics because like I have a cousin who has a small child who like she would play the album on her way to school every morning, and so
awesome.
she's like singing the songs and showing her friends like my YouTube videos, and like I'm like she's so young, but then all the way up to people, you know, full grown adults.
Oh, for sure.
As well,
seniors,
so just like,
everybody.
It's feel good music. It's positive and it's for
and
any
it's
and everybody.
positive. I love the fact that it's positive or introspective or just like a reflection, reflecting on yourself. So I feel like I said, the relatability of the album is really what's the selling point, because you can just, like you said, a lot of different demographics can tap in and enjoy it. I mean, like, no matter your race, your religion, I think anybody can identify with certain, Smile, Stuck in Limbo, Home, all these concepts. You know
I always
what
like to call it like, and it's so funny how I heard. Well, I found out later that you have an album called Eclectic Soul.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying for years, I feel like my music is eclectic soul.
Wow.
And
So
then to find out that he had an album, I was just like, look at that,
things like that.
That musical partnership just came together like that.
Same frequency, same page.
But I have a question for all of y'all. So like all of us has such, different tastes and different types of music. What is a song that people would not expect of you to say that has like shaped you as a musician? Like, what is that one song? It could be from a genre people wouldn't necessarily think of, that just was like, that song right there changed my life. And I'm
gonna say just because of like everything that happened with it, like, What a Wonderful World.
By Louis Armstrong?
By Louis Armstrong.
Wow.
What a Wonderful World. Because
awesome.
And this is also when I knew like I wanted to really be a drummer. So my preschool graduation in New Salem was We Pals, and for some reason I guess they knew that I had to the drum, and so like they had this junior this junior drum set, and they set it out for me because like the preschoolers were singing. We had 2 songs we were singing for our preschool graduation. So I remember they set out these drums out for me on the side, and then Louis Armstrong, everybody was singing "What a Wonderful World." That was one of our songs, and I'll start playing it. Alone. And so, like, I just remember that song, and just, like, that song, that was probably, like, my first time I've performed in front of people. You know what I'm saying? So it's, like, that song always going to be, like, that one for me. Nice. That was, like, wow, this is what's my start. This is when I, like, knew, ooh, this is what I wanted to do. So it's that song. And also,
you was keeping time, too?
Yeah, I was keeping time. I did it. I kept time, you know? And just also, like, just listening to the words now, I didn't know what he was really talking about until like now. Just like, just the escapism, just like knowing and talking about what the good parts of the world, you know what I'm saying, like, and what the world can be. So that's kind of how, and also that's kind of how I approach my music too. Like, what can the world be? You know what I'm saying, like, how good can the world get? Because even though it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, I always like to escape realities and feel like what's the positive I can take out of this, or what can I see? So yeah, I would say that one.
What a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world.
Wow. You want to go, Corey?
I'm like,
I got a couple, but I'm just trying to narrow it down to one. But I'll say what made me, the one track that definitely made me early on want to get into hip hop was. Gosh, I just forgot the name of it. It's the one Jay-Z song where he sampled
Hard Knock Life?
Yep, there it is, Hard Knock Life.
Yeah.
Man, I grew up watching Annie because like sometimes my grandparents would babysit me while my parents were at work. They sometimes worked during the day, so so they would watch me. And I wasn't a kid that was like, hey, I need to watch just my cartoons. Whatever they had on, I don't care if it was the History Channel to whatever.
Right.
I was like, whatever. I'm just absorbing it. So I knew the story of Annie. I liked the songs in it anyway. And then I heard this, I think through my sister, because my sister is actually about 14, 15 years older than me. And she was playing it, and I just heard just like dropped the bass line out. And I'm just like, what? Like, out of all the rap songs I've heard in my life, I never heard somebody tell the producer what to do.
Right.
And it did it. And he's like, all right, bring it back in. And then, like, it just drops, and it's just bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Bump, bump, bump. Teddy G did. I'm like, what? I was like, who thought of that? Who was like, let me sample Annie for a hip-hop track?
Yeah.
So, like, I just remember that juxtaposition of just thinking like that. And another one, would be even Stan with Eminem is like, how'd you hear Dido or whatever her name is, and think, yeah, I'm going to remix that to be a emotional hip-hop driven track. So it's just like the art of sampling, I think, in general was so just like, oh, you can take a picture like Mona Lisa and like transform it somehow and it's something else.
Yeah.
But, so it's a track like that. But I also have a vivid memory of Daft Punk. Their cartoon, I forget what it's called, but it's the one with Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger on it and everything. It's like this blue alien race cartoon, and like they're some like pop superstar, and it's just got this weird animated story to it. But I just remember songs like Around the World and all that, and I was just like so fascinated with like, how can you have a song that says Around the World 100,000 times and it's catchy still to this date? Like, that's all they did. But when you really listen to the song, they have so many different elements to it. Like, they have a kick come in, but then the kick gets thicker. It has a double kick on it. Then it has the bass come in, and then the synth lead, then another synth lead. I'm like, and then the video of them just walking around, like, in circles doing just random dances and stuff. It was just mesmerizing. But yeah, stuff like that. That's on the outside of stuff, and even like stuff like Chop Suey. You remember Chop Suey from
sure.
Wake up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Like, so I'm always shocked by songs that just do something that you would not expect.
Yeah.
I like hearing unexpected things. Even Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, you're just like, what are they doing? Where are we going?
What about you, Corey?
I would For me, it's going to always go back to rhythm. And one of the first records where I heard him like, oh, wow. Like, I can hear every part of the rhythm, and it's very complicated, and it's not necessary, but it's needed, is Sade, Sweetest Taboo. When I was a kid, and I think even if you watch the video, they kind of lead. The first shot is the drummer doing the beat with the rim shot. Boom, ka-boom, ka-boom, ta-boom, 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 ta-ta, and like, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, why is it doing all this? But it needs it. It needs it. And then if you listen throughout that whole track, it's just embedded in the whole rhythm.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I could pick up that rhythm. And I'm sure this is a question that I could ask you guys too. It's like really early, you were like, it's almost like that moment with Drumline with Nick Cannon. I mean, well, he got the rhythm, and it's like everything hit, and you're like, oh, I know exactly what they're doing.
The many times I've watched that movie.
It's a classic. Shout out to everybody involved in that movie. And it hit us at the right point. I was probably 12 or 13. And that was one of the first movies I went to by myself. I went to that movie by myself with my friends, and my parents let me go. And we had to go to that one. One that I can think groove. Then in the backseat, the backseat of the car, listening to the groove, is Maxwell Ascension. Don't Ever Wonder, and just being soaked in that groove and that heavy, rich, sultry bass line that comes in, and just Maxwell's voice. When he comes in, I used to think he was a woman. And because I cannot do the note, I'm not even going to try. Ooh, oh, oh. It's almost operatic a little bit. And, you know, maybe it's just a completely different element. But hearing that as a kid, it was like, wait a minute. But then another artist and sound of music that grabbed me as an early kid, and it introduced my alternative ear, was I loved Red Hot Chili Peppers as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I still love Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Californication was my song. I love that song.
And I go back to saying, like, my family was predominantly in R&B. But this is why it's important, I think, to have networks of music, and not just music education, but just music videos, and just you're exposed to so many different things. Shout out to VH1.
Okay.
I listened to VH1 as a kid.
Can we just talk a little bit about VH1?
Okay.
So, I was going to say, like, that was my introduction to, like, so many different genres of music.
Yes.
And there's a show. Do y'all remember Pop-Up Video?
Oh, yes.
I was just thinking it.
I used to be obsessed
Pop-up video.
with Pop-Up Video because you learned all these, like, cool, random, like, facts about
the video,
you know, the video or the artist or whatever.
Or behind the music.
Behind the music.
Right. It let you know.
Oh my God.
I saw like the Milli Vanilli story at the early age, MC Hammer. And
honestly, can I say, like, Behind the Music was my, like, probably introduction to music business 101.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yes.
I remember in real time watching the TLC Behind the Music where Lisa Left Eye Lopez famously says, "This is how you sell 10 million records and can be broke." And she was like, "Get ready to do your math." Like she laid it all the way out.
For
like
real.
artists wasn't doing that like that. They just was getting screwed and they had to just like figure it out. But for her to put that information out there like that, I think to people of our generation, like that was probably our first introduction to like,
there's something
we need to be understanding of this in some capacity or we'll get screwed in that same way. So VH1 was like, and then like the diva shows like back then, like
remember Save the Music every year? They had all the females
like,
get together.
Oh my God, like those kinds of programs and being exposed to that, all that kinds of music has really shaped me as an artist. Like I always say, one of my favorite artists that really shaped me was Alanis Morissette.
I was gonna say you ought to know.
Jagged Little Pill.
Yeah,
like that whole album, like I was way too young to probably be listening to Jagged Little Pill. But the fact that like her music, there was an authenticity to her music that like I just was drawn to. I remember in real time MTV's Unplugged. Like I remember seeing Alanis Morissette's Unplugged. I remember seeing Lauryn Hill's MTV Unplugged like for the first time and being enamored at like the way she, you know, like just showcased her artistry and her evolution too, because everybody was experiencing like, oh, you gonna do the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill? She was like, actually scratch all of that. I'm about to hip y'all to some new music. And it was, you know, I think for a lot of people it was eye-opening because it was something unexpected. And it was just kind of like, that was also a part where it's just like, okay, here's an artist who is showing you you're not going to get the same person every time I come out with music.
Right.
You know, it's VH1 and MTV like raised me for sure.
It introduced that alternative style of music that you did not have to go outside your home. I could just turn on the channel.
I could turn it on. Kids don't have that anymore because everything is like cultivated for them.
Yeah,
like
everything
with
is
playlists.
Yep,
Everything is
playlisted.
playlist.
Yep.
Like,
Matchbox
you know, if it's
20.
not on that particular radio station, they're not going to hear it unless they are getting exposed somehow from their parents.
Right.
But that's
Right.
not like, you know, it was like, I can't, let me speak for myself, but I'm sure y'all experience this too. It's like Saturday morning, you hear a certain song come on, you automatically know it's time to get up and start cleaning the house, right?
yeah.
Like you hear a certain artist up, Anita Baker's on, Luther Vandross is on, Earth, Wind, and Fire is on. We knew this music because we were like immersed in it. I don't know if that's necessarily the case for kids now.
No, these playlists make them not know who the artist is because they just say,
Right.
hey Siri, or hey, Alexa, can you just put on summer whatever playlist? They're like, sure.
Or if it goes viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Then then they're obsessed with one song. Just that
song.
But we used to have hits all up and down the radio growing up. It wasn't. It was like you could turn from it could be Janet Jackson, but then the next minute it's
Britney Spears.
It's Britney Spears, NSYNC, or whatever.
It makes you appreciate.
And that's another
It
record.
makes you appreciate
Toxic.
everything.
Remember Fiona Apple?
Fiona Apple, yes, yep. I was into all of that,
Matchbox
like
20,
Matchbox
Natalie
20,
Imbruglia,
Pearl
Torn,
Jam.
Pearl Jam.
No Doubt.
Oh,
No Doubt,
come
yeah.
on.
I was a No Doubt fan.
Yeah.
Like
Clips.
you said, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was a big Chili Peppers
far as
fan.
rap, I was definitely
There
in the
just
rap at that
whole-
point.
Even Shania Twain. and
Oh
being
yeah.
introduced
Then you
to
had like
that and-
the pop girlies. Like I was a huge Christina Aguilera fan.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Because
Like
that's
her
our
first
era.
album.
So,
I
shit,
got a lot of licks. Like a lot
the
of my
girl-
licks
what are
in
the
middle
girls'
school
names?
came from that album in particular.
Group or
What's that one girl group that was huge?
Spice Girls?
Spice Girls.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I
was
was
in a
gonna
Spice
say,
Girl
Of
back in the
course,
day.
Spice Girls.
Absolutely.
Back in the day. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
That jam
again,
is.
again like back in those
Savage
times, like,
Garden.
Savage Garden was good.
Yeah, so
back in those
yeah.
times, they just displayed everything, so it made us appreciate it.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
we definitely had a more versatile.
versatile.
And it's in us. It still
Right.
is when we're making music. We're open to that. So if something comes in that kind of lane, it's not
Right.
new and it's not
Right.
foreign.
It's not
like,
foreign,
okay,
yeah, like-
all right. It's actually tapping into something deep
Right.
within. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah.
And going to the record store, buying the album.
That
Here's,
too,
do
the
you remember
experience of
Sunday?
getting
We would get the paper and it'd have all the ads, and I would
And it
look to
has the
see who was
different-
selling the
yeah.
album the cheapest. I remember distinctly when Ashanti came out, it was $5.99 at Best Buy, and I don't know if this was Murder Inc.'s plan to sell it cheap, but at that time, Foolish was a big hit, Happy was a big hit, so to put it out for $5.99, people were like, "What is she doing?" It was like number one. I think it sold 600, 700,000 copies the first week.
Yeah.
Like, but going to the store and you're saying,
to the
I love this
store.
artist enough that I'm going to take my butt in, go in, grab it. That anticipation of opening it up, I miss
Remember
that.
Barnes?
these days.
Was it Barnes and Noble, or what's the one music place that had like actual like a music player that you could put the
Virgin Megastore, the
There were so
temporary
many
one
of
at
them.
Amazon. There
I
was a
mean-
couple.
Media
I feel like
Sam
Barnes and
had
Goody,
Noble
I
Media
think
Play.
Sam Goody
Sam
Media
Goody
Play.
was another
did
one.
it.
Media Play.
Remember Coconut Music was one of them. Circuit City was
Circuit City,
was
yeah.
a place, and they always
quite a
had like if
few.
you had. I love like artists where they had big discographies. They would always have ones that others didn't. And I'm like, oh, let me grab that. So it's always.
I will say that's one advantage that previous generations had over this one, where it's just like everything is so self-produced
digital.
and
can't
digitized.
grab it. You can't
It's
even
not
feel
it's
the-
not necessarily accessible. Like it's not. Let me not say it's not accessible. It's not tangible. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
it.
everything is just like, oh, it's in on
And
a
you don't
hard
get
drive,
you
or
don't get the
you know,
booklet. You don't get the booklet anymore. You don't get like artwork. You
liner
don't
note.
get,
You
like,
have to go to Wikipedia now.
I'm
You
glad.
got to
That
go
was
to
a-
Wikipedia.
The excitement of
Vinyls
opening
are
it up,
I'm glad
reading the
Vinyls
lyrics
coming
with it.
Who was a liner note person.
Myself too.
Oh,
That's how I knew what a writer. Or
I like when they
producer
show
was.
the
Yeah, I'll be like,
that.
who's the executive?
I like
Yeah.
when they
See
show
that.
the musicians and the arrangements and every
The
little part of
songwriting,
it.
Right.
Yes.
I love the thank yous. I love a detailed thank you.
I love if they put the lyrics in
Yes,
You know,
the
that's
lyrics.
there. That's when you
Give
knew
me
you was
the
a winner.
lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics.
Give me
Thank you,
the
Brandy, for
lyrics.
always putting lyrics
Yeah, it's so important.
in your album.
An album cover is important too. And here's a question for me, as far as one thing one of the beautiful things about Metamorphosis is it has an amazing album cover. So where did that come from? Because it just
heard that.
it grabs you from the first picture. It's like, who is this? What is this sound? And I'm going in. So that's my question.
So when I thought about Metamorphosis, like I thought of it literally from like the rooter to the tutor. Like I wanted to like visually have a concept and everything. Like I had colors. Like I had a Pinterest board for this whole album. Like I wanted it to be visually pleasing as well. I just wanted it to look aesthetically like striking. And when I went into the studio to, for the photo shoot, I had different looks and different things, and we just were like very experimental. And like every time I could hear the photographer say like, oh yeah, that's the one. Like there was a few different shots that have made it, onto like the album, photos, and they just were like striking photos. And that was one of the first ones. He was like, I think this is the one.
Okay.
And so my brother being a graphic designer, I said I wanted to be captivating of like what a metamorphosis looks like. And so that's when he did the different reddish, orangish hues to the cool tones, where it's like the blue. Like if you look on the album, it goes from like warm tones to cool tones. And it has this, it's just like, it intrigues you to be like, okay, what is
certainly
Metamorphosis
does.
about? You know what I
Certainly
mean?
does.
Yeah.
So like, I think that is, how you are marketing yourself is just as important to like what you're bringing to, getting people to be interested in you and, getting more of an audience. Like you got to think about all those components, not just, put out some music and a hot picture. It's like, how are they related?
Right.
You
What's
know
the
what I
theme
mean?
here? What's
the theme?
Cause when I saw that Bible, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I need to see that on a vinyl. I want to see what that. I don't want to, cause that would look crazy. Like, and again, I think those colors, those color schemes, it actually I feel like those particular colors, like they just express like actual it's what the music looks like. The colors,
music, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's so many colors and
It
layers
is.
and everything like that. So I just felt like that was just like the perfect. Especially with the colors, because I'm a big color guy. So yeah.
It also shows you how much detailing goes into a project.
does.
And that's just not random. No, that was
It's very intentional.
carefully
Very
planned.
intentional.
I knew there was a story behind
It's
it
like
because
you
it's such a good album
It's
cover.
like you're seeing the
that's great.
metamorphosis
Thank you for
happen.
that.
Like when I look
Yeah.
at it, I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
oh, you're
welcome.
going.
In a
I can
moment,
I can tell you're going
In a
through
moment
the
of time.
metamorphosis.
Yeah. Even like the other pictures that were chosen for the album, it carried that same theme of just like the cool tones to the warm tones, and how I think that's reflected through the music. But I wanted to know, like, for y'all specifically, what was like the post-production process? I don't know if I've really asked y'all that question. What was the post-production
that first
process
one is-
like?
I mean,
Like,
this
what were
first-
some of the things that maybe inspired you to go back and like, okay, let me do this differently, or like, what was something that you remember about that?
I think that really relies on you, Greg. On this one, you
Yeah.
carried the heavy work on the
the
engineering side. So.
The post production, like again, talking about shadows. I would talk specifically about shadows. Like again, I sent her a loop and some strings and some elements. You know what I'm saying? So like once I heard what she was singing, how she was singing, and I'm like, oh, this can be bigger. I redid the drums basically. I still had like the synthesizers in there, and that's when I was like,
Got some live instrumentation on there too.
live instrumentation too. I was
Yeah.
gonna say shout out to Baker. He had put a bass line on there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to David Butler. He had added some extra keys into it. So it's just like just whatever whenever there's like a loop in there and I want to emphasize certain things or certain songs, like I'll get like musicians, or I'll just, you know, I would tweak the drums, or I would tweak the sample, I would add some extra layers to it. So like that, so especially like with Shadows, like that was like I kept working. That was probably the most I've worked on a song on the project. That's probably I did like the most. Like I went back, I had to go back and like add this, or add that, add this layer, change this, change how I mix your vocal on this particular section of the song. So it's just like science. Like I just love. It's like looking at a science board, looking at a board, and like you just gotta put the pieces together, and you just gotta figure it out. Like most of the songs, I didn't really have to do much with it. It's just mixing, mastering, just, you know, just whatever I need to, you know, if I need to put a reverb on a certain section, you know, like just to emphasize certain words, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just fun for me. So like that's why I love, like when I love creating, and also I love creating on the spot. Like I love when we create music and then like we just keep building on it, you know what I'm saying? And then like I learned to love the process, and I love to go to the result. And so like what you hear now is just like I treat it like this is my baby too, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, like as much as it's your baby, this is my baby too, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, putting that extra love and dedication to it. So
Absolutely.
I really love, I loved working on this project, just the all around, just how it all came together, and just for Bobby Duece to be on board, and just, you know, allow us to have a couple of production, man, it just adds so much to it, like, you know.
It just made it was like that. I think of my part of this is like it was like the bow, like you guys had a very nice present, and it was wrapped very beautifully. And I just said, let me add this bow. Let me add this pretty bow to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A finishing touch.
That's gonna make it pop. That's gonna make it pop. And it worked. And it just, normally you don't have things that gel like that. You usually need one producer for the whole thing, or just like at least me introduced on the beginning of the project. So for me to come in later after seeing what you guys have already kind of started to do, I think really made it, you know, I mean, our relationship, Greg, like, you know, just that impact there. You know, we've always trusted each other. We ain't never crossed paths. The same with me and Corey. So it's like we've never, like, you know, did anything shady or, you know, speaking about the industry or nothing like that. I think that's important too. Is just like him bringing in somebody else that you didn't know, still made you comfortable enough to, you know, continue this path and finish the album strong. And then even us, we can't wait to show y'all this next stuff.
Oh, man.
I can't stop listening to it. I can't stop listening to it.
No, don't give nothing away.
With this,
Because
and with the new
Go ahead.
project, it's being made together.
All together,
from the beginning
Yeah.
to the very end of it. We're
all-
still in the middle
we're all
of it.
in the studio. We all
It's so
creating,
exciting.
bouncing
And it's
each
coming
other
organically,
ideas.
and it's just, you know, we're not rushing it.
No.
Just
know
know,
what I mean?
y'all. Just know Sundays is the day.
I think so.
Sundays is the
Sunday
yeah. If
fun
you feel
day.
that magic, we do too, and that's what
Sunday,
comes out in the secret.
Sunday. No, yeah, it's definitely got a presence on it of positivity and love and appreciation. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure, y'all.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Forever honored.
yeah, like I say, like it's, again, build a community is also like, you know, something I've always wanted to do, and also the fact that, you know, I get to work with my guys that know me since we know each other since teenagers. You know, the fact that I got to work with Chrissy T. You know what I'm saying, and her gifts and talent, and just it's just a blessing, man. I'm just excited for what is in store and what we've been doing and what we're working towards. So, before we wrap up, is there anything that you guys like to say? Anything like to promote? Anything like you want to say to listeners? Just anything before we head on out of here.
I mean, hey, just look us up, and you know, we got several projects out. You know, we're working on our next.
Give your handles.
Oh
your social media handles.
at Bobby Duece without the the accent.
Yeah.
Just DEUCE 614. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads. You know, X. Excuse, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we're working on our next instrumental project as well as like, so a vocal project as well. So just stay on the lookout.
Yep. I'm at CAS82958, ordinary name. But yeah, just keep giving each other love. Treat people how you want to be treated. Be a better person each day. Take what you learned that day, implement it into your next day.
Yes,
just
sir.
be better. That's all.
For me, I have a show coming up here. Actually, I have a few shows coming up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Next week I'll be performing in New York. I am
exciting.
attending the Full Figured Industry Awards, and will be performing one of my songs, Shine, at the award show. And I'm also nominated for an award for Outstanding Entertainer of the Year.
Wow.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I also will be performing in Cleveland for the Miss Black Ohio USA pageant.
Hey.
And also have a show coming up at Soulful Sundowns.
Wow.
So all that information can be found at ChrissyTCreates.com, or you can go to my social media at Chrissy T Creates. That's ChrissyT Creates. And we working on this music.
You're working on this
And it's good, y'all.
It's really
It's so
It's
good.
scary. I ain't gonna hold you back.
It's scary.
It is not scary.
It's not scary, but I'm just,
It's scary.
What
good.
about you,
it's
Greg?
scary good. Right now, again, I'm just working. Like I said, with Mojo Flow, we still doing our thing. If y'all haven't known, like I dropped the album, my live band Harmonic Soul Live.
Check it out. Check it out.
Congratulations to you.
It's been getting a lot of dope reviews, especially overseas.
Nice.
Slowly but surely, we getting ready for festival season next year. We do actually have y'all heard it here first. Well, we have a show, Harmonic Soul. We have a show on December 28th at Natalie's Grandview with Monique Maverick. So,
You said
we
December
back.
or November?
Huh?
November or December?
December.
Okay.
December 28th.
Okay.
On a
Congratulations.
Sunday. Appreciate it.
Nice.
And Mojo Flow, we got Jingle Jam on December 22nd. It's one of those Saturdays. If I misquote, sorry. But we have a Jingle Jam coming up at Natalie's as well. So, and also I'm just creating.
Yeah.
Especially with you all, and just to continue to create, working on my new album. So, doing this podcast, talking with like-minded individuals and artists that I love and respect, And it's like, this is what this podcast is about. Just like us having conversations.
Yeah.
Just like, as artists, we don't really like talk. We don't get a chance to talk a lot because we're all doing different things. But like,
Right.
but just to get everybody's perspective and
Come
just
together.
Stories and coming together, like this is what it's about. So again, I appreciate y'all for being on the podcast.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
I'm grateful for this journey.
Appreciate it.
And,
So much fun.
and I'm looking forward to what we got in store amongst each other. So because it's about to be epic, y'all.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
So once again, this is the Greg Owens Podcast. Follow the Greg Owens Podcast at the Greg Owens Podcast on Instagram. Also, make sure y'all follow me on all podcast platforms. So also, before I go, the intro beat was produced by Bobby Duece. So for those of you that wanted to know like who produced that production, it was Bobby Duece. So shout out to him appreciate you for letting me use that.
Thank you.
And we out. Yeah.
So everybody out there, where you at? Hey, we getting down from the front to the back. Hey, you feeling good? Put your hands in the air. Hey, if you know you're blessed, make noise if you're there. Hey,